Severe thunderstorm
Hey
warning
everybody.
for southwestern Morris County in east central Kansas.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hey Raven. Yeah, I know I didn't stream yesterday. There really wasn't anything new to talk about. Not much tonight either. Hey Adam. One Adam 12. Boy, I remember that from an old TV show. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, are you? Police, to be correct. Cool. I was a volunteer at one time, a long time ago, back in the 80s. Just rode with a town marshal, little dinky town. Got in a car chase one night. That was about the most that ever happened. We'd help the drunks get home. Hey Sherry, over there on YouTube. Bored listening to old country music? I never get bored. The last band that I was in before we went to country gospel, we played a lot of old country, old rock and roll and old country. And when we was asked, what kind of music do we generally play, it's like anything but Lawrence Welk. We couldn't afford the bubble machine, so we never did Lawrence Welk. But anything else was fair game, and we did that for a lot of years. That band, off and on, we were together for over 20 years. And we split up for a while, and then we went into country gospel. Not really. I mean, we got Lorenzo out there. Switch over here to infrared. It's really calmed down out in the tropics. It's been kind of weird the last couple of days. Come on, finish loading. There is one wave, looks like it's going to come off the African coast. But look how dead it is. I mean, we got Lorenzo up here. It doesn't look near as good. As you can see on the ticker at the bottom, it's down to a 125 mile per hour wind now. Or 120, latest update just came out. 120 mile per hour wind. So let me update my ticker. And has the pressure changed? Yeah, the pressures went up. It was 948, now 952. And it's moving northwest at 9. I got to change that. Okay, update the ticker. So it's went
Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Ray County in west central Missouri, western Lafayette County in west central Missouri, northeastern Jackson County in west central Missouri.
Yeah, a bunch of counties getting severe warnings tonight. But last I seen yesterday, Lorenzo was like 145 mile per hour, Cat 4. and now it's down to 120. So she's slowly going downhill. And we'll take a look at all that here in a minute. I'm checking something here. It would be a Cat 3 now. So, earlier, the reason why I didn't stream earlier was I was watching TwitchCon because they were live broadcasting here on Twitch, and there's some really cool things that's coming to Twitch, which, Sherry, I better remind you and anybody else watching on YouTube, please come to my Twitch channel. Instead of YouTube, the first of the month, I'm going to stop streaming over on YouTube. I'm having some conflicts. Hey, Southpaw. With them deleting some of my older videos that I really needed to keep. Yeah, I was talking to the people over on YouTube. They need to come over here to Twitch. We have a lot more fun in the chat because not that many people watch me on YouTube, especially this time of day. And I'll put the link up there.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Northern Pike County in West Central Illinois, Adams County in West Central Illinois, Brown County in West Central Illinois, Central Marion County in northeastern Missouri.
Well, for me, a lot of cool things. Yeah, Sherry, hit the follow button on mine. You'll get notifications. A lot of people on YouTube was having troubles getting notifications. They put up an algorithm, and they decide what notifications you get. Oh, oh, that's funny. But there's just a bunch of other things that YouTube's doing, and I don't agree with it. Before we get into the tropical stuff, yeah, Twitch, which I just got an email a little bit ago. For me, one thing is, you know how they always put an ad when you first come to Twitch? You got to watch this ad. Well, a couple new things that's going to happen pretty soon.
Severe
for one,
thunderstorm warning
since I'm affiliated,
southeastern Dickinson County in
I'll
central
start getting
Kansas,
paid
southwestern
when you
Morris
guys watch
County
those
in
ads.
east central Kansas.
Now, the other thing is, you know, a lot of people would get upset when, you know, the ad would come up because it'd be full screen. Well, now you'll still see me up in the corner and while the ad's playing, so you won't miss a thing of what I'm doing. That's one of the cool things. They're going to be adding Twitch Studio, which will allow me to do some really cool things for your viewing pleasure. I'm also getting a new creator dashboard with a bunch of new goodies in it. Moderation, there's hey, Cane Train, thanks for the gifted sub. It the people who moderate and take care of the bad people, uh, that's getting revamped, and it'll help out a bunch. Moderators is going to get some new tools, and you can customize your moderation screen. And let me look this up more. Twitch Studio, Creator Dashboard. There's going to be a new look to the pages as well. They're redesigning the channel page. I don't think that takes effect until next year, I believe. They're going to make it a lot easier for people to connect. Mod View is something that's coming out. It's in beta right now. And for any of my mods, you'll get some new tools, and you'll be able to set your screen how you want it for those tools. Here's something important that I did not know, because I'm Android, not iOS. But people who watch on iOS in the past has not been able to do subscriptions. Well, they're finally getting that fixed. And so people using iPhones and iTablets and all that good stuff, all the iOS stuff, they'll be able to do subscriptions now. And it's really cool that I'm going to start making money from their advertisement. Yeah, there's already been some changes to the screen that I was just playing with a little bit ago. And there's some more news coming. I didn't get to watch it all. And there's more here in the email that I got, and I got another one that I haven't looked at. Yeah, I think this screen shows some of the new tools. Supposedly, they do this for partners. They have what's called squad mode, and when you click on that, whoever I've got in my squad, you'll be able to watch both of them.
Severe thunderstorm warning
sort of like multi-stream.
Northern Chase County in east central Kansas, east central Marion County in central Kansas.
Okay, we knew all that. Turn that down a little bit. Well, they're going to add that for affiliates as well as partners, because I can't do it right now because I'm only affiliated. I'm not a partner. And that'll really be cool when I'm helping a chaser. You'll have it on your screen. It'll be a button that says squad mode. And like if I'm helping Nathan, you can click on that and be able to watch both of us at the same time. No, these emails are from Twitch. They're not dating responses. It's really kind of hard to see even if I blow it up. But I'll look at my emails a little bit later and take a better look. But there's some other ideas that they mentioned. Some's going to take effect here in the next couple of weeks, like the iOS deal. Who you talking to, Inspire? But anyway, Tier 1 sub to. Oh, critical failure got a gifted sub. There's 3 of you that apparently got gifted subs. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I'll have to check it out. I think everybody will get these emails. Since I'm a streamer, apparently I got them first, but I would imagine they'll probably send it out to everybody that has hit, the follow button and set up an email. So let's get over to National Hurricane Center. As you can see, Karen died. It's remnants of Tropical Storm Karen now. I was not expecting that. Yesterday it still had a chance. But the last update for Karen was 5 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time. And it was down to 35 mile per hour. And that puts it below, the status to be a tropical storm. And also the pressure went up to 1,007 millibars. It was still moving northeast at the time that it just kind of died. Now, do I think it could re-strengthen? Possibility, but not a very good one. I wouldn't even give it a 10 or 15% chance that of it reforming anymore. So really, the only thing we got out here is Lorenzo. So when I look at the models, over here to tropical tidbits, remnants of Karen. I mean, it's just dead. It's really dead. Here's a picture of it. You can see the spin here at the top. It was both southpaw. Wind shear really killed it. You can see the circulation right in there. Wind shear got it, and the dry air really got it. Let me bring this down here. Okay, that's Lorenzo. I want to pause this. It's not looking near as good. Here's what's left of Karen. And when I look at water vapor, which I mentioned a couple nights ago, there was a bunch of dry air on the west side of it. Well, that kind of killed it. That upper level low that was also on the west side, it was kind of helping it there for a while, but then that died out. Let me put this in motion. Again, it's going to flicker until it loads up everything. Also, notice the direction of all of the moisture here. It's clockwise, high pressure system. So between the front coming down from the other day, the dry air, the wind shear from that upper level low that was down in this area, it was down there the other day, that's now up here. You'll watch it spin, because that low is spinning around this high. So Yeah, it just got it killed off. To tell you the truth, I didn't think it was going to be that strong anyway, because it ended up going further north, which meant that it went into cooler waters, and so that kind of weakened it. And then that dry air, it just sucked in all that dry air. It's still got a lot of dry air up here where the spin is. What's left of the spin is here on the northern end of the storm clouds, and you can see there's still a pocket of dry air that's getting pulled into it. Go back to infrared. So when that high moved over there and that front was allowed to come on down, it did create some winds here in that area. A lot of storms in the States right now. Good God. I've been watching that as well. Let me turn satellite off. Let's look at radar. This is the next front that's pushing down and creating these storms. They're all the way from Canada all the way down into Kansas. And there's been several tornadoes earlier with it. So I'm really keeping an eye on severe storms. Let's see here. This is across northern Illinois. I'll be keeping an eye up there. Here's out here in Kansas. Cool. Thanks for coming over here. Be sure to hit that follow button so you'll get notifications. Really not a whole lot of spin going on now. We've got some right in here. I don't think that'll go tornado warned right now, but boy, earlier there was a lot of spin going on down there in Kansas. I was hoping it would hold together so I could show you some really cool stuff.
Severe thunderstorm warning for southeast.
Now there is a hook
in east central Kansas,
trying to form down here.
North central Greenwood County in southeastern Kansas.
Jennifer McMahon and her husband Brady is out there. I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody else. There was going to be a bunch of us going out there, but those are the only ones. Stephen, I have not heard from at all. I'm not sure, but I think somehow or another he got banned on Twitch because I have not seen any stream of his in like a couple, 3 weeks. I know somebody got banned. Yeah, a little bit of rotation right there. Okay, be unbanned in 2 weeks. What did they get him for? Thanks, 1010. Yeah, I'd heard something about a permanent ban. Brandishing a gun. He was giving gun safety at a shooting range. Is all that I've ever seen him do. Brandishing a gun. I'll be darned. I don't have him on YouTube. Can you share that link for me? because I have not heard anything from him since that happened. I appreciate it. I didn't know that he had a YouTube channel. No more shooting vids. He was at a gun range teaching gun safety and showing his training. I don't understand why they would do that. Okay, thanks, 1010. I'll bring it up.
Well, the past few weeks, I know the last few weeks for myself has felt like months. So it's been kind of crazy not streaming for this long because it really has felt like a long time since the last time I touched base with you guys. But I'm glad to finally do it. I finally got all the information I was wanting.
Oh, it happened during a bounty hunt.
I went public with kind of what's all going on. So I really do appreciate your patience. And again, I understand the frustrations.
Yeah, I'll check it out later. Craziness, man. Well, that means he better not do any bounty hunting if he's going to carry a gun. But he don't know if he's going to have to pull it out or not. Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. Now, there's something else that the CEO at TwitchCon talked about. The CEO of Twitch is the way they have a whole team, a safety team that takes care of who gets banned or gets in trouble or whatever. Somebody must have turned him in, but they're going to be bringing in some experts to help with them as far as doing this full Twitch moderation stuff. So hopefully some experts will come in that know how to take care of this kind of stuff and will excuse me, come up with some better ideas. Yeah, some experts. I mean, they got thousands and thousands per day that they have to go over on the reports, you know, and they're only human. And they talked about how two different streamers can do the same thing and one will get a ban and the other one won't. Well, they take that on a case by case basis. Now, there's another bounty hunter there in Kansas City. You know, I haven't seen him in a long time either. I'll be darned. Oh, yeah, man, this guy's reaching for his gun. You know, you got to protect yourself. Sounds like self-defense to me. But I guess he won't be live streaming bounty hunting if he's carrying a weapon. Because you never know when that kind of thing's going to happen. I'll be darned, man. I hate to hear that. And it's a good thing he got that straightened out. And didn't get that permanent ban. Miss the old days of chasing when it wasn't involved in the news channel. Yeah. Yeah, there's a way that he can do that. Just add more delay on his stream. You know, like TV channels do. TV channels typically have a 2-minute delay at least. So they, can blurp out bad words and stuff before it hits the air. So as long as he's got and he does have a moderators that takes care of his stream and that. He only runs a 5-second. Yeah, he might want to bump that up. Yeah, definitely increase that. So gives his mods a chance to go to his backup screen. Stream will return shortly, or whatever screen that he wants to use on that. Yeah, it does make that hard. But if he can change that delay on the fly, he'd still be able to interact on a 5-second delay, and then when he goes into chase mode, bump the timer up. I don't know if he can do that or not. I'm sure he could. There's got to be a way to do that. Because when he's in chase mode, then he doesn't get a chance to talk to the chatters anyway. Yeah, exactly. He's got to concentrate. So I'm sure he's got it figured out. He's had plenty of time to think about it. Oh, so yeah, that's definitely going to be the solution. Yeah, they only had a 2-second delay, and that's just the standard delay. And but I tell you what, Kelly's and Randy's last stream, I don't know how, but that stream stopped at the stop sign. You didn't get to see none of the crash. Oklahoma. How are you looking for tomorrow? Let's bring up Storm Prediction Center. I know Kansas. We got this slight, very northern part of Oklahoma. Looks like Oklahoma City's only in a marginal for tomorrow. Slight risk up in Kansas. Any crazy convective events? Of course, there's always something. And I'll tell you something. Let me get to something here, because I want to show you something. Yeah, you living more? Yep, you know them naters. This is the GFS over the United States. Let me bring it up here. And see that pretty blue stuff? Guess what that is? They were calling early this morning areas up there in the Northwest was going to get 3, 4, maybe even more feet of snow this weekend. Now, let me run the model through and watch that blue up there in the upper left hand corner. That's snow. So I tell you what's really crazy, folks. Let me zoom in on this, and I want to show you something. For the most part, I'll do this in red. The jet stream has been kind of flat Well, that's going to change. Where the snow is up here, that's a dip in the jet stream. Actually, when we have a big dip, we're going to have a big ridge. This is the trough. Oh, here's the ridge. Which means for the next 10 days, I'm going to see 90 some degree temperatures every day. And then out west, up in the northwest, it's really going to cool down. And I can show you this with, where did it go? I lost it. Yeah, California is going to get some rain. I lost it. Let me reload it. Go to the Climate Prediction Center. We'll do a 10-day there we go. Let me bring up the opacity. And this is temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. And you can see there at the top where the below normal colors are. So that's that trough that's going to be dropping down. Yeah, there's still possibility for tornadoes in the plains. And actually, there's a second tornado season that a lot of people don't think about in the fall. When there's, a big change in the weather patterns, we can get tornadoes not only here in the plains, but also over here in the Midwest. Typically here in Ohio, we'll see more tornadoes in the fall than what we do in the spring. But there you can see, this is the Climate Prediction Center showing you temperature over the next 10 days through October 7th. So, you live way down south, it's gonna get hot. Now I know today, early this morning, about 3/4 of the nation was going to expect record-breaking high temperatures. 3/4 of the country. The only place that wasn't was up here in the northwest, where they're expecting all that snow. And I can show you snow here on the models. Let's go through total accumulation. And you can see how that fills in. And of course, there's a lot of mountains up there. So, but look at all that snow. Yeah, I got up around 90 today. And I tell you what, it was crazy. 5 o'clock this morning, I went over to the store, see my buddy that works there, and get a cup of coffee. I had to put on a long sleeve shirt and a jacket. It was in the mid 40s, and then jumped up to 90 this afternoon. Now, typically here in southwest Ohio, you see 10, 15 degree difference between overnight and during the day. That was 45 degrees. 45 degree difference. That's crazy. But now my lows tonight is only going to be in the 70s. So, and highs for 90s all week. So, but that's due to the high pressure ridge. Which you can see this high over here. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, and the whole East Coast is going to be getting really warm because of this high pressure. over here. Let me zoom in on it. You can see this high here. And remember, that's clockwise motion, so it's going to be bringing all that heat up. And the whole East Coast, well, the eastern half of the country is going to be seeing a lot of warm temperatures. And what was crazy yesterday, and I'll just use this map, is okay, we were talking, I better do this in blue. We were talking, all this snow up here, winter weather, summer weather. I'll do this in red. Summer weather. And believe it or not, there was some spring weather right in between them. There was all kinds of storms and stuff out here yesterday. And that was because, and that's not exactly drawn in the right place, but gives you an idea that as this front was pushing down, there was a cold front, and as that was pushing down, and that's the same thing that's going on right now, it's triggering storms because of difference in temperature and moisture and stuff. I mean, we've got all this moisture from the Gulf that's coming up through here. And let me switch over to GR Earth, and you can see that because of all that line of storms. My son was out there in California. He had to pick up a load down there close to Los Angeles, I think, is where he was at. Pretty warm. Yeah, it's getting that time of year where a lot of us, especially over here in the East, that, yeah, we're going to see, frost warnings and stuff before too awful long. I know a lot of the northeastern states, the trees has already started to change color. That's a radar with water vapor. But we haven't really seen it here in southwest Ohio. There's a few trees that's starting to turn, but for the most part, we haven't started getting the fall colors yet. Hey, Tammy. So it's getting that time of year. I hate to see it. I like the fall, but I know what's coming after that. And tell you the truth, I've been here. This will be my third winter, I think. No. This will be my fourth winter here. I moved here right before winter 3 years ago. And we've had some pretty mild winters down here in southern Ohio. Yeah, I tell you what, I seen a report, which since I used to farm, well, I worked on my uncle's farm. I know quite a bit about farming, and this is pretty much farm country around where I'm at. And so I've been watching their crops, and we had a lot of moisture in the spring, so it was a late plant. The soybeans should be, the soybeans should have been knee high by the 4th of July, and they're not knee high. So the bean crops around here are really suffering. Corn crops, there was quite a few fields that I seen that the corn was only like shoulder height, and the corn should be taller than me. Now across the way from me, it looked like they got a pretty good corn crop, and they've actually started taking it off. Now it used to be when I worked on the farm, we always took off the beans first. Well, guess what? The beans are still green across the road from me. And so the guy that farms this across from me, he told me that they just had put in new drainage a couple years ago. So he didn't have to do any replant, but it's just crazy that the corn is coming off and being harvested before the soybeans. Yeah, the corn got planted late too, but there's different types of corn. I know there's a 110-day and a 90-day corn, and I think they used the 90-day around here, and that's probably the reason why it's coming off a little early. But yeah, it's some crazy weather, man. It's that time of year for it. Not sure after the next couple of days about any really cool weather patterns that might be coming. Well, there is a big storm out here in the ocean. This is out in the Pacific, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that. That, depending on how that tracks, we might see some severe weather over the next couple weeks. I'm hoping after Nathan gets back from TwitchCon and this second severe season kicks in, that we'll get some more storm chases. Because if it stays dead as far as the hurricane season, which we still got almost 1/3 or right around the last third of the hurricane season yet. That goes clear into November. But it's not looking that good from what I'm seeing just on satellite. I mean, there is this wave that we'll have to check out. That's still over Africa coast right there. We'll have to see what that one does over the next couple of weeks. Lorenzo, it's headed for the Azores, the last that I seen. So that's not going to affect us any. Yeah, there's the cone for Lorenzo. So we don't have to worry about that one. There's no invests, no areas to watch, which is weird. I figured that, especially after, last week, y'all remember we had like 7 different areas, either areas to watch, invest, tropical storms, and now it's just down to 1, just Lorenzo. So, anybody got any questions? Because I wanted to do like a little Q&A tonight. Not sure if there'll be anything to stream tomorrow to talk about, unless I find out something new. Might just do a Q&A tomorrow night. Going through all the current storms. Do I ever read the Farmer's Almanac? Years and years ago, I did. And when I really started getting into the weather, I don't really go, for it. My uncle, oh man, he'd screw up his planting season because he'd go by the Farmer's Almanac. It was dead wrong. Do, 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 do. I don't want to look at that. Earlier, I was going through all the models, and just trying to find something. And other than the snow and the storms across the Midwest, just hasn't been a whole hell of a lot going on today. I mean, we did have one chaser out in northern Illinois, but I never heard from him. I just seen he was streaming. There is still an MCD, which stands for Mesoscale Discussion, out there for northern Illinois and far northeastern part of Missouri. What did you do, Phobia? I know I need a lot of rain here. Hey, thanks. Yeah, doing fairly well. For the last several weeks. Remember when I was losing my voice and that, and I thought I was coming down with something? And I've been fighting some sort of a flu. It says something about the World of Tanks. Yeah, there's you just added the World of Tanks. I don't know. That's something new. Community chest. Community gift chest. That was something new that I found. And I turned it on just to see what it's about. I know there's 6 gifts. You just added the World of Tanks. I think that's a game. 50 and rain in there. Where you at there, Phobia? Oh, in the panhandle of Nebraska? And it's raining there? Nah. Never rains in Nebraska. Oh yeah, you're over in here. There is some rain right there. That'd be the panhandle. Oh, well, while I was looking for my son's beacon earlier, and I seen out there by the Mojave. I never noticed it before, but there's a Siberia, California, next to the Mojave. Siberia? Who would want to name their town that? And there's a Baghdad, California. It's crazy. It's nuts. I think I changed the name of that town. Siberia, California, next to the Mojave Desert. Nuts. Hey, that's another cold wave. Looks like coming across Nebraska. There is a Baghdad, Kentucky. My family's from Kentucky. I've never heard of that. Crazy. Never been to Baghdad, Kentucky. Oh, it's part of Shelbyville? I've been to Shelbyville. I used to have family on my mom's side that lived in Shelbyville. Then I had people in go ahead and allow that, see what it's about. I tell you what, California, God, their taxes. I was going to order a fiberglass bumper for my race car, and the shipping. Oh, Jack said you put the word sex in there. That's the reason why I tried to block you. But anyway, I knew you didn't mean that. Okay, Southpaw, thanks for joining me tonight. We'll catch you later. But the taxes was going to be taxes and shipping to get it out of California was going to be twice the price of what the bumper was. And it's like, you're kidding me. And the woman told me that up front as soon as I told her where I lived. And she said, well, you might want to find some other place to get it. The bumper was only, I think, $150. It was going to cost over $300 to get that bumper shipped, plus the price. So a $150 bumper was going to cost me $450, $500. It's like, forget it. So, folks, that's pretty much all I got tonight. I might do a live stream around 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and we'll do question and answer. I'll be able to get some more viewers in here and get more people in the chat. I know it's awful late. I mean, it's after midnight here. I've been drinking a lot of caffeine, so I was wound up and decided to just try some new settings for my Twitch and cover some of the new things that they're bringing on board. Yeah, I lived in Gardena and worked in Torrance back in the 70s, and it was just outrageous even back then. And I didn't stay. I didn't like it. I spent most of my time down at King Harbor, and there on the ocean. So, folks, that's all I have for tonight. We'll try this again tomorrow night, earlier in the night, about 8 o'clock Eastern, give or take. And we'll do a Q&A, and I'll come up with some more ideas to share with you folks. Let me check out more of what Twitch is talking about adding and how it's going to benefit not only me, but you as well. Because I know for like the people who can't afford to gift money or donate, they're coming out with some new ideas to even help those viewers as well as everybody else. So I'll go over all this, and we'll be back tomorrow night, God willing. And so that's it, folks. We'll catch you tomorrow night. And we'll see what happened. So until then, catch you on the next broadcast. Good night.